Okay, proclamations and presentations. LGBTQIA plus Pride Month proclamation presented by myself and Councilmember Sydney Moore. Whereas lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning one's sexual or gender identity, intersex, and asexual, aromantic, agender people are members of every community, including Burien. And whereas equal access to opportunity and freedom from discrimination are fundamental to ensuring success and personal fulfillment. And whereas transgender people across the nation face unprecedented levels of discrimination in housing, employment, education, and public accommodation, as well as attacks on their civil rights. And whereas people of color who are LGBTQIA+ face compounded discrimination and are subjected to homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, transmisogyny, and racism. And whereas LGBTQIA community members often lack equal rights under the law in the United States. And whereas Washington State and King County have led the nation in protecting the civil rights of our LGBTQIA neighbors, coworkers, friends, and family members.
And whereas while progress is still needed, it is important to recognize the substantial gains that have been achieved. And whereas LGBTQIA+ community members contribute to Burien's strength, from educating our children and owning local businesses to donating time, talent, labor, and financial resources to our local community organizations. And whereas the city of Burien is committed to working towards equality for all by addressing systemic barriers to inclusion, celebrating the diversity of the Burien community, and focusing on our shared humanity. And whereas the city of Burien is flying an inclusive pride flag at Burien City Hall this June that represents multiple identities within the LGBTQIA+ community. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Burien, Washington does hereby ask all Burien community members to join together to proclaim June 2023 as LGBTQIA+ Pride Month in the City of Burien, and urges all to promote equality for our LGBTQIA+ community, dated this 22nd day of May 2023. And I have just a very short personal comment that I would like to add to this. I think it's a very important moment anytime a government is making recognition of this. So I would just like to say that as a member of the queer community and a member of this council, I hope I can serve as representation to those who may be questioning what their place is in this world, or wondering if they have a place in this world, that you can achieve any role you aspire to and live your dreams. To those struggling with the oppression longstanding in our history and the vicious political rhetoric we face today, I want you to know you are valued and you are loved. You deserve to be seen and to be safe just like everyone else, and there will always be people willing to fight for you.
And we have a few individuals to come accept this proclamation. Burien Pride Committee and former Councilmember Stephen Lamphear. You can go speak. You have a few minutes to speak. Oh, we could do that first. Yeah, why not?
And I just want to introduce our former Councilmember Stephen Lamphear, who was the first openly gay elected suburban city council member in Washington State. In his first term, he caused Burien to be the first suburban city in Washington to adopt domestic partner benefits. In his second term, he advocated for Burien's comprehensive anti-discrimination ordinance.
Would a member of the Burien Pride Committee like to say a few words / Councilmember Lamphear? Great.
You want him?
Okay, great.
Hi, thank you very much. I'm Chris Thompson. I'm on the Pride Committee. And thank you very much for this proclamation. I've been here for a couple of these and I really appreciate that. And we all appreciate it tremendously, getting the chance to put on this event. We've been part of it from the very beginnings, many of us here, and we really appreciate it. One thing I really want to say to you that I think is really important for you to all hear is that people outside of Burien, when we tell them what we do here, they are really impressed. They think it's a big deal because there's not a lot of people doing, there are bigger communities not doing what we do here. So it means a lot. And we drive people from all over. We're kind of the kickoff for June before the big finale in Seattle. So I just want to, I thank you for it. I want to tell you, I appreciate it personally, and I know everybody here does. So thank you so much.
I'd just like to take a couple of moments to recite personal experience being elected openly gay in Burien. It was quite an experience to be at one forum where some gentleman in the back stood up and said, "Are you gay?" And I said, "If you're looking for a date, it's out of the question." He was laughed at and he left. Being a council member and being openly gay was not a simple matter. It took a lot of courage to go from day to day with my fellow council members. I appreciate the opportunity I had as a council member to do something for the community, to get domestic partner benefits, which unfortunately got changed a few years later and eliminated straight people from domestic partner benefits. And I'm disappointed that that happened. And then toward the end of my 2 terms was to get the toughest, most anti-discrimination ordinance in the state of Washington to be here in Burien. That includes if you are a contractor, you cannot be discriminated against for that. Whereas if you are, most of the cities and most of the communities have their anti-discrimination law is a state law, which says you can discriminate against an organization if your organization has less than 8 people. In Burien, you can't discriminate if you have less than 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I guess just a shout out that Burien Pride starts on June 2nd, Friday, June 2nd, and is all that weekend.
Second, third, and fourth.
Yep, I'll be there all weekend. It's a blast.